آل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والذين يقولون ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. Scholars indicate that the most important factor that makes a human being propagate and make offsprings and generate children is ultimately one thing, and that is self-love. Because every human loves himself or herself, and this is the strongest drive in any human being. Take any human, you will see that this instinct, self-love, is the strongest drive, strongest instinct within that person. There is no exceptions. Every human have this drive, self-love, stronger than any other instinct and a drive. Even the pious, even the infallibles, the ma'sumin, the prophets, they have self-love. Otherwise, if they didn't, they would have committed sins. Ultimately, the reason that they do not commit sin and they are infallible is because they love themselves. They don't want themselves to be punished. Therefore, they do not commit any sin. So the scholars say the drive for having children and offsprings and generations is due to self-love of a human being. How? Every man and woman love this world. They love themselves, love their existence. No one wants to die. No one wants to vanish. But the problem is that death is a certain thing. We cannot avoid death. We cannot bypass death. So how can we assure our continual existence here? We do it through our children. I know that my natural existence one day will stop. 50 years from now, less or more, 10 years, I don't know. Eventually, our life will succeed here, will stop here. Our natural life will end. Therefore, I am thinking how I become immortal in this world and eternal in this world through social life. What is social life? It's the life is through children and family and grandchildren and so forth. Therefore, human beings are so preoccupied with their own self-love in order to bring children and family and produce offspring in this world. It is something natural. Therefore, you hardly see people who do not like to have children. Only maybe for some reasons. Some genetic reasons, some biological reason maybe. This kind of thing that affects them. But otherwise, natural people, they enjoy having children. Yet, there is another instinct within a human being. And that is the fear. Every human being has a fear. Fear for what? For the future. We don't know what will happen in the future. Yes, one thing we are sure about, although sometimes we become absent-minded about it, and that is death. We know that one day we will die. But what will happen to our family? What will happen to our offsprings? Those social existence that will continue after us, are they considered to be upright, moral, fit in the society, or no? After a while, they also will be vanished, and our name and recognition and memory all will be gone. Therefore, due to those two factors, people tend to raise their children in a proper way that assure the continual existence of the children. The children will produce more children, and the heritage will be continued from one generation to other generation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah that I recited, He talks about one feature of the pious, Ibadur Rahman. He says one of their feature is that they say, Rabbana, they pray, Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyatina qurrata a'yun. From our wives and children, create for us joy of eye. This statement, we say it in English, we say it in Arabic, and we say it in Farsi when we say Chashm Roshan. Or in Arabic when we say Qurrata A'yun. What does it mean, Chashm Roshan? When someone comes from a trip, a beloved one, the people tell you Chashm Shama Roshan, right? What does it mean? Mean that you are happy and no worries. When loved one is away, we are worried about him. We have an anxiety. What has happened to him? Is he safe or not? How come he didn't call us? I haven't heard of him for so many days, for example. Keeping the anxiety. And the second thing is happiness and pleasure. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the muttaqeen, Ibadur Rahman, want from Allah to grant them in their offspring qurrat a'yun, joy of eye, to give them pleasure and security. Security for what? Meaning a continuous life after them. When they die, when I die, I would like my son to be my true representative, to carry my emotions, to carry my legacy. And here Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi says, إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ آدَمَ, when a person dies, انقطع عمله إلا من ثلاث. Anyone who dies, خلاص, that's it. Nothing will happen to him. He cannot add to his account anything except three things. First, علم ينتفع به, knowledge. If you write a book, if you produce knowledge. Second, صدقة جارية, you do something good and that will be continuous after you. وولد صالح يدعو له, and a good and pious child, either male or female, son or daughter, who keeps praying for him, who keeps do good thing in his behalf. When you do a good thing for your fathers, your mothers, even if they are deceased, the thawab, the reward, goes to them. This is a